people who were going through a breakup. How did you earn them back?
The road was dark, lit only by dim streetlights and the occasional flicker of passing headlights, and the weight on Steve's shoulders felt unbearable as he gripped the steering wheel tighter, his knuckles turning white. Maria sat beside him, arms crossed, gaze fixed outside the window, while their two kids, 6 and 3 years old, slept peacefully in the back seat, unaware of the tension in the car. Steve sighed, exhaustion in his voice as he said, "Maria, can we not talk about this right now? I've been working double shifts. I'm doing everything I can for this family." Maria turned slightly, her voice soft but heavy. "I know you are, Steve, but sometimes it feels like I'm losing you." That hit deep. She had been his best girlfriend, then his wife, the mother of his children, and he never wanted to fail her. But was he failing now? Before he could find the right words, the car slowed. There was a man in the middle of the road wearing an officer's jacket, old and worn, with a rifle resting against his hand, fingers drumming against the wooden stock. Another checkpoint. Another night in Lagos. Steve rolled down the window just enough to slide his documents through, knowing the rules: never step out of the car, never lose control. But the officer barely glanced at them before saying, "Oga, step out of the car." Maria tensed, the kids stirred, and Steve kept his voice calm. "My papers are in order. I have my family with me. I'm not stepping out." The officer's eyes darkened as 3 more men emerged from the shadows, one tapping the car with the butt of his rifle. "You deform big man, I? Come down." Steve's heart pounded. This wasn't just about a bribe anymore. They wanted more. Maria's hand found his arm, silent but filled with fear, and Steve took a deep breath, remembering the first rule of survival: control the situation before it controls you. Slowly, he reached into the glove compartment, not for a weapon but for something just as powerful, a small, laminated card. Holding it up to the officer's face, he said steadily, "I work for the government. You don't want this problem." The officer froze, eyes darting to the card, grip on the rifle shifting slightly, hesitation flickering across his face as the other men exchanged glances before one coughed and stepped back. "Oga, no vex, no routine check." The officer nodded quickly. "You fit, go." Steve rolled up the window, driving forward slowly, in control, as silence stretched between them until Maria exhaled deeply, like she'd been holding her breath the whole time. She turned to him, her voice barely above a whisper. "Steve." He glanced at her, seeing something different in her eyes, softer, filled with something he hadn't seen in a long time. "I don't tell you this enough, but I love you," she said, voice shaking slightly. "I love the way you take care of us. I love that you always protect us. I love the man that you are." Steve swallowed hard as she reached for his hand, this time holding on tight, and he squeezed back. "I love you too, Maria, always." She leaned her head against his shoulder as they drove into the night, and for the first time in a long time, Steve didn't feel like he was losing his family. He felt like he had won them back.